What's up, everybody? Hey, check this out. Another Move Progress Productions video, you guys, coming to you guys. I'm about to give my top 3 books that I really enjoy reading. I know this one says 1% read, but I actually have read this probably about 5 or 6 times. I'm zoomed in so you guys can see, but also so I can click on this. Let's see. How can view in store? All right. So Siri was just talking to me. We're gonna look at this book. So you guys, my top 3 books. Okay, so I have 3 books. My first pick is The Power of Positive Thinking, a a practical guide to mastering the problems of everyday living. So I have read this book several times. I remember I was watching something on YouTube. There was somebody that was talking about positive thinking and how they were in a rut and they were down and depressed. And it made them, they couldn't figure out how to get out of that space. I know I've been down in certain times, feeling certain types of ways, feeling depressed, feeling like, how can I get out of this, whatever that may be. And I have different tools and techniques, of course, to get myself out of those feelings that we all can have once or twice or even more in our lifetime. But this book right here was a great combination to my meditation, my reflection, and just my stillness. And so the power of positive thinking is really thinking about life in a positive way. How can you be positive? How can you be positive when how can you be positive when you actually don't want to be positive or don't feel the most positive, uh or happy or looking for happiness. It's kind of like the book Happiness is a Choice. That is a really great book. I think that's in my top 5 or top 10. I'm going to go through some of those books, but The Power of Positivity is, I would say, a really good first read, because you have to have positive thinking when you're going through your life, when you're going through everything. And once again, I know it says 1%, but honestly, it's because I've read this on my phone so many times. Really great book. Once again, The Power of Positive Thinking, and it is by which the author's name is Norman Vincent Peale. So, a really great book. You guys, go check that out. My second book is When, by Daniel Pinks. So When, the scientific secret of perfect thinking, or my bad, When, the scientific secret of perfect timing. And this is the unbridged version. This is my audio book. I've read this book maybe about 3 or 4 times in the past. This is a really, really great book. This book is talking about everything in timing, the universe of timing, our cycles, and how we are of people. It's talking about the third bird, the owl, and the lark. I believe I'm a third bird and an owl, because sometimes I have third bird tendencies and sometimes I have owl tendencies, but I'm definitely not a lark. If you guys read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about, but this has everything to do about, we all kind of have these different things of timing, how our brains, how function, how we sleep. It also talks about how the professional world could be better if this is understood about people's timing, the universe timing, the earth timing. If we can function more on that system instead of creating one system for one person or for one type of person. That's also what the book talks about, is like the timing of systems and how it's really only set up for one type of person to function, and really that it's in this day and age those things aren't actually existing. It talks about how in the workspace, how we only get maybe 3 hours of actual productivity in the day done. Now, I know some people may say, how is that not? That's not true. It's saying 3 hours of your best productivity. Doesn't mean that you can't be product. It doesn't mean that you can't have productivity after 3 hours, or like say 5 hours or 6 hours. But how do you maximize that 3 hours? I know some things that I do after reading the book of positive thinking. After reading this book, when um, I work out and listen to a book at the same time, whether it's my class book, whether it's a book uh, dealing with just some type of book that I want to read, that I'm interested in learning. And then sometimes I'm doing something extra outside of that. It's not necessarily multitasking, it's doing one thing, two things all at the same time, which I know it sounds like multitasking, but we can get into that later. But when the science the Scientific Secret of Perfect Timing. I think you guys should go read that. It is going to be helpful, and your life is going to help you move forward in your process and how you can actually better things with your businesses. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, if you're looking to hire somebody, contract somebody, if you're looking to grow as a person, I'm telling you, this is a great book. Win by Daniel Pinks. So you guys go check that out. All right. So my third book. Now this was hard because I did read a book about 2 times already as well, and it's called Mastery. But I really, really, really think that Mastery by Robert Greene, and I think War is also a good book by Robert Greene. There's so many other great books that could be in my top three. You have Outsider. Um, you have an let's see if I can find it. You have the uh, where is it at? I'm gonna just say it. I might get the name wrong. You have the Outlier, which is a really great book as well. Let me see, where is it at? I'm not able to locate it as easy at the moment. You also you have, let me see. There's another great book that's I would love to put in my top three, but I can only have three. You have Donut Economics. This is so important. That's a really great book. I'm gonna talk about that in the future. This can help us as a society, and honestly, Donut Economics goes into Win. I think reading those two books simultaneously, um, or one after the other, would be awesome. If you decide to read Win, I think Donut Economics right here. I just passed it right here. Is a really great book. Another great book is Contagious. Um, Power versus Force. Another extremely, like, really, really great book. I've read Power versus Force. I had to read that 3 times because I was trying to comprehend. Um, I was trying to comprehend the book because it goes into detail with several things, and I think if I read it a fourth time, I think I would want to like write more notes. I believe I wrote some notes, but more notes. Just it's a really, really great book. It teaches you how to have power versus force. A lot of times we're being forceful in our actions and our thinking and what we do as people. So, all right, my third favorite book, and I just think it's not a long book, but I think it's a really powerful book. um just just to know as a person like what we're going through in life is invisible influence. So this was a really great book because it just kind of talks about how we all are influenced by pretty much everything, and we all are influencers. Like, we all influence things. Whatever it is, we can influence change, we can influence other people, how we do things, how our actions, how we react to something, how we make decisions, how we sell on things. We're ultimately sellers. That goes into the book. Sellers to be. I think it's also by Daniel Pinks, which is to sell is human. But this is a really great book. Before you read that book, Invisible Influence, because really, influence is not a bad thing if you know what you're doing with that influence, if you're being responsible over that influence, and if you understand that your message that you're trying to get across. But influence can also negatively affect us as individuals, because of whether it's marketing, whether it's somebody selling something to you, or whether you are influencing change in the maybe not the most positive way, however you perceive positive, um, or maybe you know, one thing I think the book gives an example about, or I can get from the book, I can give you guys an example of invisible influence, is just that how someone dresses, the appearance. We talk about appearance a lot in life, clothing, fashion merchandising, all of those different designs. And I think that sometimes, so how someone dresses, we perceive who they are and how they're dressing because of our influence from our past, but not actually getting to know a person in their present. So I think that how we dress sometimes can show like more of the negative side of influence, because that influence sometimes maybe it's not you. I know I kind of keep it simple. I keep the basic thing of wearing a black shirt and black pants most of the time, where I used to wear like all the flashy stuff, but I'm not really trying to influence somebody in a negative way with that. I'm more so trying to just have a conversation, be and not it's not that I don't want to be seen. I kind of want the conversation to be surrounded around a person and actually having a deeper conversation outside of clothing, even though I love clothes and design and things like that. But invisible influence can mean a lot of things. I think to have a conversation, deeper conversation about this, because you guys may have ideas, thoughts, may hear the book in a different way. But invisible influence just opens your mind to realizing your responsibility in influencing others, and it just opens your mind to how really there's no really getting out of the influence, but you can have more control and manage what type of influence that you're giving and what type of influence you are receiving and perceiving as well. So that's a really great book. This book is by Jonah Berger. So you guys should go check that out. Leave some comments below. Tell me if you guys read any of these books before. Tell me what you guys thought. Let's start like a little book club in the comment section. If you guys have not read any of these books before, go check these top three out. I think they're really awesome. I think they're really great books. You guys give me some recommendations of some great books that may be in this topic, maybe other topics. I love technology books. I love um, spiritual books. I love meditation, healing books. I love economics. I love, as you can see, all my different books that I have. I'm trying to build a collection. One day I'm hoping to read 100 books in a year. The most I've gotten to, I guess you can consider my textbooks um, longer books than these because I read books for class as well. So the most I've gotten on these books have been about 36, I believe, in a year. Which I would include my textbooks. I would say 50 books because I try to read all of these. Tell me about some free books as well. So let's have a chat about it. I'm gonna tell you guys what my top 5 books are. Obviously, yes, my top 3 books um, will be included in that top 5, but maybe I'll give you some more description of why I liked When, or why I really enjoy the power of positive thinking. Um, I gave you a lot into invisible influence. But yeah, you guys, please go check this out. Comment, like, share, subscribe. You guys already know Markeith Price, Move Progress Productions, Tech Cyber Blog, and the Digital Cafes coming soon. Go check the website.